How's it going, guys? We're going to give it about 5 minutes, and then we're going to get started here on the stream. Just wanted to start early so everybody, so we can get everything dealt with in terms of tech. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, I would recommend jumping forward about 6 minutes. So if you're watching on YouTube, just jump forward 6 minutes, and that's where we're going to be started. How's it going, Gray Knight? Good to see you guys. I'm going to turn the mic off now, but I will be back in about 5 minutes, so please make sure to stick around. I think we're going to try to take on the Grand campaign today and see where it takes us. How's it going, guys? Good to see everybody here at the Close Combat Gateway to Con, the Bloody First stream. Even 2 cups of coffee, and I'm still not fully up. It's good to see everybody here. One thing I want to make sure of is that everybody can see the screen and hear me. We're doing display capture, so again, we just want to make sure that that's actually going on here. And we've got 2 different options essentially today. I was either going to take a look at the Axis forces and play a few battles as them, or we're going to jump right into the Grand campaign and see where that takes us essentially. So I'm pretty sure obviously we're going to be starting at Omaha Beach, or maybe we start in Tunisia and work our way up to Omaha Beach. Of course, the North African campaign happened before D-Day. Let's take a look. So here we go. We're going to jump into play game, and I think Grand campaign is the way to go. So let's jump into Grand campaign. We'll go ahead and give it Grand campaign. Got to give it a name we're actually going to remember. Agrippa Maxentius. Super original, or just Grippa. How about that? There we go, Grippa. That's my nickname, so we'll take that. Following landings in Algeria and French Morocco, Allied forces advance east into Tunisia in an effort to trap Axis forces retreating from Libya. Few of your troops have seen combat before, except for a handful of officers with experience from World War I, a war far removed from the modern mechanized war of today. In contrast, German and Italian troops have seen combat. They'll not roll over, and the first blood will be spilled over the barren hills, rocky heights, and open valleys of Tunisia. So, here we go. We're going to jump in and get started. Of course, the first battle is going to be just first blood. We'll go ahead and proceed next. At this point, our only choice is to defend. Now, as you guys will see in the campaign mode, we're going to get a number of different choices for upcoming battles, including night battles, hasty attacks, planned attacks, and many others. So, here we go. Let's move in. And British troops made a night attack to capture key positions along Longstop Hill from the Germans. After relieving their position, elements of the 1st Infantry Division must now hold positions on the Hogback Hill that the British have called Longstop Point 290. It's one of the most prominent features that will provide a good field of view for any counterattack by Germans. So we need to defend Longstop Hill, and defending Longstop Hill is a fun fight, to say the least. It's going to be very cloudy and wet, something you don't often see in a desert climate like this, but we need to try and defend it. So as you can see, we don't have as large of a force as we do in the more standard Let's Play battles that you've seen. This is really a little bit of a smaller force, and we have to stop what I believe might be some tanks just to make sure. I'm going to bring in a 37mm AT gun. I want to see if we have any grenades. We do have a tank hunter team that we can assign. I don't want to split our BAR teams, so I'm going to drop it into the rifle hunter team. We could also add an assault team or a scout team. Kind of would like to add the scout team, but I'm going to keep things as they are. We've got a 30 cal there. I was trying to see if we have any mortars to use. And if we do, yeah, I might have to take out one of these other units. So we're going to get rid of one of the 30 cal teams. Again, we have another one here, so I'm not too concerned. And bring in that 60mm mortar. Let's get into the battle. Yeah, maybe not the best idea to get a 60mm mortar, but I'm assuming in a defensive situation, it's going to be very, very helpful. Okay, hey, Iseni, good to see you, buddy. All right, so there we go, guys. That is the hill we need to hold. The AT gun, oh boy, I don't really feel safe putting it anywhere. Let's be honest. I don't want to lose it, of course, but we should try and put all of our defenses over here. Try and defend the date stand. I'm not going to set up any ambushes yet. Where I would set up ambushes are these narrow paths or these narrow roads. I think this is a perfect place to kind of set up some sort of ambush against the enemy. So I'm actually going to take this unit, and hopefully they can stay hidden until the enemy appears. We definitely want to take some of these BAR teams and put them over here to defend the date stand, or I should say specifically point 290 from the date stand, and we are trying to get them that cover behind the rock. So once again, I'll set these guys up on ambush, and the tank hunter team, just like my AT gun, I want to be very careful with this. We'll keep it back here. We're going to push the AT gun forward, but I'm going to keep them kind of behind the actual hill here, and if we check the topography, we can see that we're keeping them both below point 290, so that's where I want them. I really don't want to risk these guys if I can help it. BAR team on the right side, again, down on the bottom of a hill. We're actually not using the uphill advantage too much. We're trying to force the enemy into an attack, and if that occurs, I think we could cause some pretty dramatic casualties. Now, as for our mortar, he's way back here. I want to bring him up just a little bit. Let's put him over here. He should be very safe behind those rocks. And the platoon HQ can stand by the mortarman. I think that's a fine location for him. And as for these other two BAR teams, we're going to bring them to the front. But as you can see, I'm going to keep them in this sort of, it's not really a wooded area, but it's a covered area, and save them for later in the battle. We haven't yet decided what to do with them. Without further ado, guys, wish me luck. We're going to jump into the fight. Let's see how it goes. Okay, I do believe we have some support, but I don't recall looking, so I'm a little nervous here. I know the Germans have support in this battle, that's for sure. Now, that location over there, the date stand, is definitely something I want to take, but not necessarily something I want to risk my men for. I'm going to move these guys over here, and it looks like we have engaged the enemy already. Sure enough, we've got some troops over there. I think that's a standard German rifle team. If it was Italians, it would say Fucilieri. There's also Pioneer, MG teams. Yeah, we're definitely facing the Germans. So let's go ahead, get the 60mm. I want to start trying to drop fire immediately on these guys, if we can spot them. And it looks like we can spot the Panzer Grenadier MG. Of course, with a mortar, the farther we're firing, the less likely we're going to be getting those hits, you know, right away. Chances are we're probably going to have to work for them. Also, I'm going to try to get some guys on top of this hill right here. I'm even risking moving the 30 cal machine gun, just because I think that would be a perfect place to put some more men. In fact, I might even start getting this BAR team to start firing down on the enemy. We have such a decent position here. Let's just see if we could. And again, they're in ambush mode, so we would have to leave ambush mode, and we'd probably have to sneak forward a little bit. No, I'm going to keep him here for now. We set him up in terms of an ambush. Let's keep him there. Thank you for following us, Golden Dragon. Alright, here we go. Do we push for the date stand? I really want to, but I'm going to wait just a bit. We could actually eventually take our mortar team and fire a smoke mortar right here. Make it even easier for our boys to move up. So I am going to push with this rifle team, but again, I'm keeping them on the underside of these hills because I know for sure that the Germans have some men here, and it looks like at the very least our rounds are striking that location. Remember, we're playing defensively here, but since we are playing campaign mode, if we can actually take these locations, the hat and the date stand, well, we can win this battle and move on to the next part of the campaign. So I am definitely considering that, but of course, a lot of enemy teams here, Panzer Grenadier, MG teams, etc., that are going to make our lives quite difficult. Now, our 30 cal has arrived, and even though this is risky, I'm pushing him up here. I'm going to do the same with this rifle team. Definitely want to have a sort of point here to fire from and knock out the enemy. Come on, come on. They're not spotting them yet. It's good, it's good. Ooh, we've got enemy MG-34s right there. I think our guys are going to have to start firing right away. We're going to have to pick our targets, like, right now. I'm going to fire on the MG-34 over there. Not the greatest location. We are way out in the open, but I am not ordering our guys to retreat. No way. I'm going to try to get that mortar on task. We want to start to hit these units that we didn't see before we actually cleared the hill here. And actually, good shot, boys. Hit one of the guys over here. Let's fire at these guys. The Zugführer unit. So this is obviously the enemy officer unit. If we could knock them out, or at least damage them, that is going to go very, very well for us. Alright, let's push this rifle team up here. While they're going, I'm going to take this rifle team right here. I was going to see if they had a smoke grenade. Doesn't look like it. I guess only the BAR teams carry smoke grenades. Let's just hope that they don't hit us with their fire. But yeah, obviously the position here, our forward firing position is breaking down. At least in terms of the rifle team. The 30 cal team seems to be doing just fine. So maybe they can keep this fight going. I'm going to have to switch fire to that closest enemy team there. Maybe this one right here, the Panzer Grenadier MG that's hanging out right in front of us. I'd love to keep firing at this cluster of units, but we just can't do it, unfortunately. Let's also turn these guys this way. Nice! Got a little rifle grenade heading out here. And I'm going to take the rifle team and actually fast move them. Actually, you know what? I'll sneak. So we'll just have these guys sneak into the date stand area. That's right, we're trying to take it. And I'd like to push this 30 cal closer, but that means running for a bit. Let's go for it. Come on. We're not going to make any difference all the way back here. How's it going, unknown? Good to see you as always, friend. Platoon HQ. I don't usually bring the Platoon HQ this close to the front lines, but I think I might call for it in this situation. Amazed. That team is still up there. Let's see if they're all there. 3 of them are wounded, but they are still fighting. Alright, 30 cal is setting up, folks. Let's hope that it can provide some really great fire over here, because right now it's actually our morale that's suffering. The German morale seems to be doing alright.
I can't take it anymore. Being lost.
Alright, we're going to take this BAR team, put him right here. I'm not going to send him back up the hill, don't worry. There's no point, even though it's a really nice position up here, with all of the enemy around us, there's no point in trying to get up there. Come on. Some of our men have actually gotten into the date stand. We ordered them to sneak. It looks like they're still sneaking. One of them decided to just run in there. I don't know what his deal is, but let's let him do his thing. And if you see that guy in the blue, that's the officer with the 30 cal heavy machine gun team. He's actually trying to spot the enemy with his binoculars. But look at that cluster. We've got to switch our mortar fire. Just look at that cluster. If only we had an artillery strike right now, that would be perfect. Can we target those guys in the back? Let's just target these guys. Hope that this is an efficient use of the rounds. Now, I wonder, are we actually firing directly on the enemy? I don't think so, and that's because we can't properly see them. Let's take a look at the topography here. Yeah, so I think this hill right here, they're kind of slightly behind the hill, which is making it a little harder for us to get eyes on. Oh boy. I'd love to get aggressive here, but I've played the game long enough to know that if you just rush into battle, which is my favorite style of play, you're not going to get much done, unfortunately. I'm pretty much, convinced that that left side is the most important, so we've got to move and potentially even send that BAR team, this one right here that we had in ambush, push him forward over here to maybe assist in engaging the Germans. I'm going to go for it. The date stand is ours. That's the good news. The bad news is the enemy has more than enough men to take it back, and quickly. Come on, come on. We need more mortar fire. Is that mortar still firing? Do not stop firing. Alright, boys, get into position. Got another BAR team here. We're going to do the same exact thing with him. Although I'm a little concerned because, yeah, that unit looks pretty dangerous. We're going to fire over there on the right side, just to hit any enemies that could potentially flank us with machine gun fire. And with this unit, I'm going to go ahead and throw some smoke on the road to the right side. I don't think they can see us because we're kind of on an angle here, but just to be safe, I'm going to throw some smoke. Oh, we've got a rifle team right behind us. You better throw that smoke grenade quickly, son. We're trying to get them with some grenade throws here, some frag grenades. I don't know why the BAR team has decided to move this way. This is insanity. Just have them stop and throw a nade. Or throw a smoke grenade, I should say. And then we'll decide to move. Alright, beautiful. We did get the riflemen approaching, but it doesn't make me feel much safer, to be perfectly honest with you. Do it for the dates, says Damien Narushima. Dates are absolutely delicious, I must say. They are very, very good. And obviously something in Northern Africa that people eat a lot of. Dates are quite a staple food, I should say. Alright, there we go. Nice, getting some still good hits on the MG34. And even though he's not really targeting us, I'm still firing on that location. Oh boy! Here we go, guys. We got you one unit in ambush. The BAR team is running. The enemy is advancing. What's going to happen here? I'm surprised our 30 cal hasn't been able to spot him. We're going to have to move that 30 cal a little bit lower down the hill. So let's sneak with him. Just move down. We're not going to have much cover, but let's hope it's enough. Here we go. Germans getting into the date stand position. They have taken it. But we just got 2 kills on them. They got 1 kill on our guy as well. Another kill on the German team. Can we just go ahead and rush in here with the 30 cal? I'm not sure, but it looks like the enemy has retreated, and we won that short close combat fight. Unfortunately, it drove most of this rifle team absolutely crazy. Just absolutely nuts. So they're going to get out of there as well, the enemy Pioneer team. And I am not moving at this point. Engage the machine gun, boys. What about that mortar? Do we have any more shots? Let's see. It's not looking like it. The mortar is looking pretty worse for wear. I mean, he's been firing all mission. Oh, here we go. We've got another group of enemies advancing here. It's just one soldier, so I'm not even going to really focus on him. I'm actually going to focus on the Grenadier unit on that side of the hill. And let's grab the 30 cal heavy machine gun. We're just going to keep sneaking. No reason to stand up. And I think it would probably be suicide to actually stand up right now, so we're just going to sort of sneak into position. There we go. Still lighting them up with mortars. We have a unit all the way back here. It could have been one of the units that retreated. Let's see. Yeah, it's definitely the rifle team that got hit very hard there on the hill. What about the mortar team? After we're done firing, we can actually use them to sort of defend the area. They're not that good in terms of their ability to fire it. As you can see, they're definitely out of mortar rounds. So we're going to grab them, and they're just going to be pretty much a blocking force. Where can we actually put these guys? We'll put them over here at the southern side of the date stand. He says, I prefer figs. Indeed. Yeah, figs are quite delicious. Alright, let's see. Nope, we can't see them, but we can see the Panzer Grenadiers there. Might as well open up. The rifle team, we've got some enemies advancing as well over here. Man, they don't stop advancing, but we can't see the guys beneath us on the actual hill. That's going to be a problem. As long as we can stay in this position, I think we'll be fine. And they're starting to hit our 30 cal team. I'm not liking that. But I'm not really about to change my the trajectory of their movement. At the very least, I would maybe push them over here. But I think we should actually go ahead and just start defending. Set it up, boys. Defend. Some of the guys running away from the team, of course. But incredibly, the BAR team's still quite effective here on top of the hill. Keep on hitting the enemy and trying to knock as many out as possible. And the mortar team is arriving. You know what? We're actually going to move them to the top of the hill as well. Now, they're definitely not the best in terms of close combat and not the best in terms of shooting. It's a problem, for sure. Best, I mean, they're pretty much a placeholder unit. Again, their training is primarily in mortar fire. We've actually tried to target enemies with mortars with their rifles, and the red circle always pops up, which pretty much lets us know, for those of you that are close combat veterans, that the chances of hitting are greatly reduced. You know, they're just not the best with their rifles. They're great at calling in mortars, etc., and firing mortars, just not riflemen. I really want to advance here and break the Germans. You can see the morale on the German side is falling quickly. But a nice attack here to take the final points could allow us to move through this campaign a lot quicker. So, we'll see what happens. I'm definitely worried about those guys on the left side. Open fire, boys. Got a new target here. And I'm guessing, I could be wrong, but I'm guessing that one of our guys are going to go ahead and get a nice bronze star. No, Paul Winter, there are no armor units in this particular conflict. Although, since we didn't know, we weren't sure if there were going to be armor units, we did end up getting a pack gun for defense. Well, not a pack gun, in our case, just a standard 37mm AT gun. But, maybe in a few battles that's going to happen. In this battle, no, there are no armored units. I do believe if you're playing this particular battle in multiplayer, however, as the German player, you can get armored units. There we go, guys. Our first battle complete. Let's take a look. So, it's an Allied minor victory. We lost 6 men on our side killed. Incredibly, we actually had more killed than the enemy did. That being said, we failed to inflict significant casualties, of course, but I'm not sure we also took any more of the actual map. So that's certainly a cause for concern here. See if we go to the operation. That's looking a little bit different here. I want to take a look at our soldiers and see if anybody unlocked a medal. Now, those are just purple hearts for guys that are wounded and or KIA. I don't think so. I think this first battle, we didn't do quite enough to earn that medal, but still our guys had some pretty good shots there in terms of the enemy wounded. All right, let's move on to the next fight. And of course, since we are playing a campaign here, we have to fight that same battle and try and take the enemy map locations. So let's hope for the best here. All right, clicking on First Blood. Unknown says, kind of feels like World War I with all that infantry reliance. Only things missing are trenches. Man, how epic would that be if somebody was able to create a World War I mod using this game? I think it would be possible, and very fun to watch, of course. Okay, so once again, we're going to try and actually overrun the enemy. We've still got our mortar. A few units, of course, had to leave. I'm not going to say why. Bring in a BAR team. Do we still have a platoon HQ? Yes, we do. And we'll bring in another BAR team. I'm really hoping that we're not facing tanks this time. Just to be absolutely certain, I will bring in a tank hunter team and put it there where the rifle squad is. And I think we're ready to fight. So let's go for it. I'm hoping that all we have to do is just, consolidate these positions, charge in, take them, and we'll have a victory. There's just 1 point to take. Just a single point. the halt. So, yeah, I'm going to pretty much just set up a killing field around the halt. Put our machine gunners here. It's like the Valentine's Day Massacre. We're waiting for you, see? Let's grab the BAR team over here. And yes, they used BARs for that massacre as well, so pretty amazing. Or was it a Tommy gun? I'm not sure. Actually, I'll set these guys up in ambush. Because I expect that the enemy can place units anywhere in this gray area. So they could probably go for that Bordy town area pretty quickly. For the platoon HQ, we'll put the platoon HQ over here by the date stand and just set him up on ambush mode. Hopefully he doesn't have to engage with any enemies. And why not? We grab the rest of the folks. I think that hill is going to be important. We fought for that hill, for that peak right there. So let's send in this unit. We'll go ahead and set them up on top of the hill. Take this BAR team. I'm going to put them on a lower part of the hill, but still out of range of the enemy. Not out of range because of distance, but because of the topography. We got a little hill there. Yeah, they should be pretty much out of range. As you can see, they're kind of in this gap there between the two hills. Where's that 30 cal team, though? Okay, we only have one 30 cal team. That is going to be a problem. Be nice to have some more machine gun support here, but the BARs will have to make up for the lack of machine guns. Technically, they are light machine guns, so here we go. Defend, once again. We're just trying to stop any possible escape that the enemy could have, and also try to get that Overwatch bonus. So we'll pop another unit up here. Wait, come on, I thought we had these guys. Pop another unit up here. Don't worry, we'll get them closer and actually put them on the rocks. And again, primarily to get some starting shots on the enemy. Just in case they go for the Bordi tomb area, I'm going to set up an ambush here. I'm not even sure if I'm facing that ambush the right way. I just hope that we can catch them in an attack, pretty much. And the mortar definitely has to be closer. Let's put them right where point 290 is. All right, here we go, guys. Wish us luck. We're not bringing the tank hunter team up, so let's hope they don't have any tanks. Here we go. Should hear some gunfire very quickly. There we go. I expected that to occur. And let's drop mortars all over the enemy. So this should pretty much just be a massacre. At least that's what we're hoping for here, guys. Although our 30 cal team was quickly routed. Unbelievable. All right, I thought they had an actual fight in them, but I guess not. It also looks like our BR team's going to have to get out of that ambush mode and start contributing. Or maybe we could just stay in ambush. Oh, no, we're going to stay in ambush mode. These guys are coming our way. Let's stay put. Let's make sure we're facing the right way, though, for the ambush. Nope, that's not the right way, folks. An absolute massacre that the Germans delivered in this case. I really expected that to be a lot easier. Let's grab the... Never mind, we'll leave the rifle team here. They're firing some rifle grenades. Might get some lucky shots. Okay. Mortars. We've got to trust in the mortars. We've got to trust in the mortars. There's no point in remaining in ambush because we've been spotted. So at this point, we'll just return fire. Man, these Germans are tough, man. Very, very tough. You know, they were completely surrounded here by our men. I think the lack of machine guns hurt us in this battle. Because we absolutely would have won that opening salvo otherwise. Move back here. See if we have any reinforcements. I don't think so. Just that 37mm AT gun. We didn't even move it up, although it wouldn't have been very useful. Come on, mortar. It's all up to you. It really all comes down to the mortar. Let's grab this rifle team. Fast move them over here to the date stand as well. At least we don't want to lose the date stand. But that might be inevitable. We'll see how the enemy treats us here. We're pretty much just hugging the underside of the hill and hiding for our dear lives. Direct hit with the mortar, and they're still good. These are some very lucky grenadiers. Either that or the new helmet upgrades are working very, very well for them. Yeah, this, I think they've already spotted the BAR team. There's really no point in remaining in ambush mode. There we go, finally getting a hit. Let's just open up on these enemies right here. Fire! Look at that massive push by the Germans. Man, I wish we had some guys here. Just got one crossing the street. This is how we're going to score kills in this particular fight. Of course, these guys have been through hell and back, but I'm still going to try and push them on top of that hill. Near the Vorditum area. And again, another hit there. As long as they stay out in the open, we have a chance here to really score quite a lot of hits on the enemy. Cause a lot of casualties down the line. Just with those few hits, we're lowering their morale. So as long as we can damage them, we might be able to drop their morale even faster, casualty-wise. Oh boy, that gunfire is coming in hot and heavy, man. Look at that. Tremendous machine gun fire coming from this location. I think these guys would actually be safer leaving this area. So we're going to push them over here. No, not over there. Over here. There we go. Oh my goodness, look at that. Enemy troops right in front of us. Engage. They're going to be out of range here. We're going to have to move them up a bit. For now, I'm just going to leave them right there. Lost a lot of good men today, boys. Here we go. They are pushing for the point big time. We really need some assisting fire. And I fear the only way to do that is if we push up right there. So at least we can watch them as they reach this point here. It's all down to this BAR team. I'm going to fast move these guys over here as well. And let's grab this rifle team. It's risky, but we've got to try to move up and sort of set up an ambush at the very least. I'm even tempted to get my command HQ into the fight. That's how important this particular situation is. Let's go for it. Stay put. Defend. Under any circumstances, it looks like this team finally bugged out. Some of them are retreating here. Alright, I'd like to see those mortars actually dropping in the correct location. Let's make sure that we can get another shot here, because we might as well drop everything we've got on that enemy team, the Zugführer team. We're going to put the rifle team on defend. I was trying to put them on ambush, but I think it might be a little too late here. We'll try ambush. We'll try it. Though as soon as the enemy gets into range, I'm going to order them to open fire. Oh, nice! Lucky shot there. What do you guys think? Should we go for a charge on them with the rifle team or stay put? Thinking stay put might be a good idea. Also because it looks like the Zugführer unit is going to retreat. It's a little crazy also to attack, you know, right in the front there with a commander unit, or an officer unit more specifically, but I would have probably done the same thing if I was, you know, hugging that building the entire battle. And that's pretty much what the enemy's been doing here. Let's take a look at the right side. The right side is even deadlier. We know the enemy's got some machine guns kind of set up right there. So I'm not even going to mess with it. But perhaps we can change the trajectory of our mortar fire. Maybe fire at some of those units over in the actual town area. Or at least some of the units here. Look at that. Another Panzer Grenadier unit moving up, and at this point, we've got to push forward, don't we? Nope, we can't, because they still have their unit right there. So we'll just hit them with mortars. I'd like to get the platoon HQ kind of on the road, firing up the road and hitting them, but even that's pretty risky. We're going to play it really safe here and just hold our position. Come on. Come on, Morrison. Come back to the fight. It's not that bad. I know your friend got his legs blown off, but it'll all pass. Just get back on the front lines. We really do need every man we can get in this fight. All right, there we go. Opening fire on the German infantry trying to pass by. And, of course, they're trying to make it to the Borditum area. We've held it this long. We're not going to surrender yet. At least that's the way I'm looking at this. Let's go. We can do this, boys. Welcome aboard. Oh, nice. A few pineapples thrown at the enemy. Unfortunately, they are getting very close there with the Panzer Grenadier unit. Can we get that mortar firing on that big group of enemies? I love when they cluster together, and if you guys ever see this on a multiplayer game, go for the clusters. You know, obviously, if you've got enemy units clustering like this, it's probably your best chance to have a successful hit with a mortar. Unfortunately, they're out of mortar rounds. Okay, you know what that means. That means we bring them to the front line. We did it in the last battle. We're going to do it in this battle. Here we go. Nice shooting. Got another German moving right there, and I'm also going to push the rifle team up. We're going to even move the command team up. It really comes down to this, I think. And being able to hold the Borditum area. You can see the enemy's already taken it back, so I'm going to engage them. We've got the cover of some bushes. I know not the best thing in the world, but hopefully it's going to be enough. Hopefully it's going to work. Gonna have to take cover right here because the enemy has already spotted us, so best thing to do is try and minimize losses, and I think taking cover is a good idea at this point. There we go. They're approaching. They're right there. Rifle team, you gotta switch your target. Oh, let's hope that the command HQ can figure this out on their own. I think so. The Germans seem to be falling back here. Maybe they didn't realize the amount of men we actually had in this area. Come on, boys. You can do this. Pineapple. It's all up to the mortar team. We're going to have the mortar team charge the position. Come on, mortar team. You can do this, man. Beautiful. See, I told you these guys were good for something other than firing mortars. And that's going to be the end of the battle. Let's get to the debrief and see what happens. So a stalemate. Once again, we need to take this position. So let's push. Let's see if we can get any more, even more aggressive troops, essentially. Okay, so we're going to Cebu. So I guess we have succeeded. And now, of course, we've got Cebu Town, Cebu Barrage, and the Cebu counterattack, which are going to be their own real battles. So let's jump right in. For now, all we can do is defend. Let's push forward. Okay, folks. So defending Cebu Barrage. I want to see the kind of stuff we're going to be getting. We actually are going to be dug in a bit, I believe. And we're also going to be getting air support, artillery support, and mortar support. The strange thing is that the force balance is much higher for the enemy. That's a cause for concern. That's leading me... Okay, I understand why. We have absolutely no force here, so we've got to rebuild this force as best we can. I'm not sure if the enemy has tanks. I'm really not. So we're going to find out, and I think we should plan for it, to be honest with you. So let's take an AT gun. Well, the last time we planned for it and didn't really need to use them. Let's bring in two 30 cal teams. We'll bring in the tried and true mortar. I really don't go into any battles without a mortar. Maybe a BR team. Let's get some platoon reserves, see if they can prove themselves here. As for, yeah, we already have a platoon HQ. We don't have to worry about that. What else? Going to bring in another AT gun. I'm going to bring in a 30 cal heavy machine gun for support. And let's see for our main force if we can bring in any more machine guns. Or we could also bring in a 60mm mortar. Another one. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, here we go, guys. Hopefully this will work out. Let's take a look at the battlefield and see exactly what we have to do here to get a victory. Yeah, this seems quite easy. Are we in the same location? Let's get closer. No, it's not the same location. Nonetheless, the idea is pretty much the same. We have to capture that point right there at Meta. And then we have to go ahead and grab the Spetla point over here. So let's set up. We've got a 30 cal MG. I think the machine guns are in an already all right position for the most part. They're set up pretty well. And we want to maybe put some in that building. So let's take this BAR team. And what I'm going to do is grab him, drop him in the building, and really just start off on ambush mode. Obviously, our goal is to take that other one and keep on moving forward. And also our goal is to get this 30 cal team in that building. So let's put this guy here. He's also going to be on ambush mode. Now, last time we thought, oh, look, we've got this amazing setup. We're completely surrounding the enemy, and they ended up having superior firepower and really did a number on us. So let's hope this doesn't happen this time. We're not going to be as cocky. We're not going to put our machine guns all on the ridge. We're going to keep these guys in different locations. So I'm going to take this unit, put them over here. Once again, set up an ambush. And I'm actually hoping that the Germans will push forward here and get caught in a trap. What about the reserves? All right, put the reserves over here, and once again, ambush. As the name suggests, you know, reservists are not the most experienced troops. So if you're going to bring them into a fight, putting them on the front lines is not something I would recommend. Though, of course, that's exactly what we just did. Let's also bring out this 37mm AT gun. And I'm almost hoping the enemy have tanks, because if we manage to get a kill with this AT gun against a tank, it's going to drop the enemy morale very, very quickly. And we'll bring up the next 37mm AT gun as well. And put him over here by the farm. As for the mortar, I think we got to get some better cover for him. Let's put the mortar back here. This is a little risky with the mortar. Not too bad, though, I think. And we'll put a BAR team over here. Once again, ambush. All right, folks, I think we're ready to get started. We've got 2 units over here that we've forgotten. 2 mortars. My goodness. Do we have 3 mortars? Do we really have 3 mortars? We're going to have a lot of fun here in that case. Let's bring them over here. No. We have 2. So we'll drop the 2 mortar teams right there. And let's begin the fight. Oh, man. I can already see all of the red blips. There's going to be a lot of enemies. And they've got tanks. Sure enough, they've got tanks. All right. 37mm AT gun. Oh, man. It's looking... Now, there's actually a black line around the vehicle, which means that we would not damage him sufficiently. I think our only chance is calling in artillery and hoping that we can destroy some of the enemy armor here with the artillery. Otherwise, we really are going to have to ambush every single unit that comes in here. We'll do an exception with the 30 cal team and grab that location there at Meta. This might force some of the enemy armor forward. And actually, we've already got enemy infantry right there. Start firing with the mortars. Oh boy. Come on, we really need your help, artillery. We really need you in this battle. I'm going to try to move the 30 cal team up. Nice. That is some heavy fire. Wow. Just 3 or 4 grenades exploding in quick succession. That's always dangerous. How's the AT gun doing? Still no hits, and even if they got a hit, unless we get it through the side of the armor, we're not going to be doing any real damage. He's got a target. Does he have a target? No, he doesn't. Believe it or not, we can get a kill on the scout car using a mortar, but it has to be a pretty... Oops, sorry, guys. It has to be a pretty perfect hit for it to happen. What about that tank hunter team? Oh, we do have 3 mortars, folks. Look at that. All right, we're going to leave these guys here. I'm not messing with them. Oh! Damn it. Sorry, guys. Ambush. We're going to have to set up that ambush again. Now, again, in terms of getting a victory just based off the damage we're doing, I think it's unlikely. You can see we can't do any damage to the Panzers there. We could potentially get a shot on the scout car, so I'm going to try for it. But I'm really just hoping one of the enemy tanks will get close enough for us to damage him with a grenade throw or something like this. Oh! That was a nice little shot there. Unfortunately, not good enough. Let's look back here to see if we've got anything else. See how far the tank hunter team is. No? There they are. Let's get them up on the ridge. And then we'll decide what to do with them. As long as the enemy doesn't push forward, we're going to be just fine. We just need them to keep their distance, and the best way to do that is to keep on firing mortars and pretty much damage their infantry. That is the key here. If they don't have eyes, they're much less likely to move forward with those tanks. There we go. Look at that. Enemy already under fire here. Hopefully they'll run right into our ambush above them, but I think they're actually going to continue the road, which still leads them into another kill zone. We've got 1 unit here, 1 unit over here. They are walking into a kill zone right there. Bringing rifles to a tank fight? Oh, trust me, we've done it before. And one thing I really love, I should mention that. It's actually a good point. I think in this close combat, more than any other, don't give up. Don't give up if all you have are rifles against tanks. I can't stress that enough. I really can't. I've absolutely managed to win battles facing tanks with just rifles. Again, the whole idea or the whole key to the battle is just like you don't know what they're going to have in the battle initially, they don't know what you're going to have either. So if you just stay put, you kill some of their infantry, they might think, listen, I'm not going to drive my tank through this pass. He could have an AT gun on the other side of the pass. He could have a tank on the other side of the pass. They're just not sure. So all those possibilities come into play. Speaking of small possibilities that come into play, the tank hunter team has reached the ridge. Can we get a kill? Oh, please. Oh, man. It just turned from green to gray. So maybe what we need here is we need to get closer. Let's sneak. Trying to use that wall for cover. And of course the AT gun has been knocked out quite a while back. It's not surprising, it's pretty much the first thing they're going to go for. Look at that mortar strike. We could drop it right now on the infantry. I'm going to do something like this. Doesn't bode well for the tank hunter team. One of them down. Man, just brutal. And this is actually trying to get the enemy through the side. Both of our guys on the tank hunter team down. It's not easy, folks. It's not easy. Definitely don't want the enemy holding the meta location. So we're going to go ahead and throw a smoke grenade there. Let's make sure that we're still firing on these guys with mortars. Give them hell, boys. Give them hell. It's actually an enemy spot troop approaching, so that is a recon troop. That's exactly what they're trying to do. It's the reason they're not moving their tanks forward. They're sending these recon troops forward to try and spot the location of our units, make sure we don't have any AT guns, etc. So again, we really just have to make the most out of the current situation and pretty much make the enemy think we have more men than we actually do. Let's go for it. Take the building. Oh, they actually left the building. They actually left the building. Perfect timing. Get them, boys. Not perfect enough. Not perfect enough. We should have just kept going for the building. I decided to get cocky and start shooting at them. But we did retake the area, technically, so think of that what you will. Alright, there we go. There we go. Perfect landing on the mortar round. Unfortunately, the enemy seemed to survive that shot. And yeah, at this point, they've spotted us. The jig is up. We might as well return fire. Give them hell, boys. Oh, yes. Keep giving us that mortar fire. Some of it is a little danger close, I'll admit. Here we go, guys. Pretty much our only chance to get a kill on this tank. There's no way. We truly are doomed, or at least this group of reserves is doomed. Unless somebody gets a lucky grenade throw. Put this BR team on ambush mode. At this point, pretty much anybody that's on the battlefield should be on ambush mode, with the exception of the machine guns. Machine guns can keep on firing, no problem. For those of you that have played old CC, you should know there is a way to kill a tank, but it involves us having grenades, which I don't know if we do, and getting a lot closer. Now, thankfully, our boys in the sky have asked us if we need any air support, and this is a perfect time for some air support. Platoon reserves calling it in on their radio. Can they save the rest of their men? That's the real question. Or are they doomed to be destroyed? We'll have to see, folks. There should be a second attack with bombs. But if it's just a strafing run, I'm very sorry, platoon reserves. We'll make sure to write some very nice letters back home to your families. That's as good as it's going to get for you guys. Going for the BAR team. They've totally ignored our platoon reserves. And I believe the BAR team might be better equipped to take this guy on. Maybe not, though. Watching this very intently, because I want to see the enemy get destroyed here. Come on. Oh, come on. No, it's not going to work out. We're going to try either way. Go for it. We must try. We're moving forward even with a 30 cal team. Let's just hope somebody's got a grenade. Oh my goodness, we might actually... That actually showed up as green. There is a chance here. There's a definite chance for destruction of the enemy tank. It's not a very big chance, though. That one came out gray. There's no way we can get him with that one. No, it's still showing up as gray. In the very least, we have confused the enemy armor to no end. He's like, what in the world are these guys doing? Whoa! Yeah, I think you're right on the German mortar support. I was really hoping that we had gotten a nice little kill. Unfortunately not. So again, we're at least maximizing the damage we do to enemy infantry. The best thing we can do in this point, but they're doing exactly what you should do during a mortar attack. Stay put and keep your head down. You don't want to be running around. Definitely not in this game. Yeah, that Panzer IV is in perfect condition. Now, this is obviously a battle where you ask for a truce, because we would want to set up in a better situation with more AT guns, etc. Come out of this maybe a little better than we are now. And that tank is getting out of here. I think we just confused him. He's like, what is going on here? If these guys are fighting this tough, there has to be something else here. But it could also be that he wants to engage our platoon reserves. and try and knock the rest of them out. It's definitely another possibility. Finally, the mortar lands perfectly right on top of the enemy there. What is the Panzerkommandant doing? Exactly. He's running for his life. That's what he's doing. He is running for his life. Should still have some mortar rounds. Fire at the Grenadier unit there, and it looks like... Oh boy, that Panzer Commander's coming back. He's coming back. He might be coming back for the long haul this time. Still going to try to knock out the SDKFC. No, it doesn't look like we can. I wish we just had one tank hunter team. That's one thing that frustrates me about the CC series. One of the few things is the fact that you can't pick up weapons that other teams have dropped. So, for instance, like if a that anti-tank team dropped a bazooka, we should be able to run in there with a rifle squad or a bazooka, or I should say a BAR squad, and pick that thing up and use it. This, of course, makes our job a lot more difficult. Set up an ambush. Definitely not leaving this area. Just stay right there. At least the terrain is making it a little more difficult for the tank to move in here. And they've got another one, the Panzer III back here, that's not really seeing too much action. He's pretty much just trying to engage our existing troops and doing a great job at it. So you can see our 30 cal team are dropping like flies there. So let's see. Let's let them push into this area. We do have a 37. We have an AT gun here, but I'm pretty sure the thing is knocked out. Yeah, almost completely knocked out. There's a single guy there that is still fighting back. And you can't win a tank fight with a single guy in most cases. That's it. That's going to be the battle complete. And I think for sure, yeah, that's going to be an Axis major victory. We got absolutely smashed in that battle. It's fun nonetheless, of course. If we go to next, the next battle in the campaign, of course, is going to have to be a defensive battle. And we're going to have to try to do a somewhat better job than we did before in that particular fight if we want to move on to the next part of the actual campaign. Oh, I didn't see that, Pelora. Interesting. So the U.S. infantry tended not to have many anti-tank weapons. Now we are going to return here to the command screen. And we don't quite have time for another battle, guys. We're getting to the end of the stream. But I will allow this time for anybody to ask questions related to the game. I'll answer what I can, share your thoughts on the game, etc. And we'll see where we can go from there. I did want to take a quick look, if we were able to, at one of the Italian setups. I really like the Italians. In fact, maybe what we'll do is the next time I stream this here on the Slytherin channel, we'll try to play with the Italians in a multiplayer fight. I really like fighting with them. I don't think they're not, obviously not the greatest of the actual factions, but they're pretty good. We'd have to go back to the campaign screen and actually do the Axis defense in this case. So let's just go Sicily, Gela, Piano Lupo, and we switch sides here to the Axis. Beautiful. So as you guys see here, these are the Fucilieri squads, and I want to point something out to you guys, which is one of the reasons I love the Italians in this game so much. Take a look at that Fucilieri squad and look at the manpower in it. It's got more men in that squad than any of the other infantry squads in the game. So I guess my thinking behind this, of course, is that if you can set up a defense, like an urban defense, with the Italians, it could work out very well. Just pack them in those buildings, have them fire out of the buildings, have them stop any enemy troops in terms of attacks. And again, this is before Mussolini was ousted from power, so they're still determined to fight, and they're very good in close combat. Now, as for the armor the Italians have, like the Carro R35, you can see it's got a 37mm gun, it's got a 7.5mm machine gun. It's not great. Let's just be honest, it's really not great. So I wouldn't rely on the Italians in terms of armor, but in terms of like infantry battles, I think this might be my favorite faction in the game. And I've never said that about any other World War II game, but I think the Italians in terms of multiplayer might be my favorite faction. Their Tiratori Scelto, their snipers, are also deceptively good. I don't know. It just seems that anytime I take one of the Tiratores, they're getting shots left and right. And of course, the Italian anti-tank team, the Contracarro, they're a little bit different than most anti-tank teams. Most anti-tank teams have some sort of, rifle or anti-tank rifle or bazooka. Now, this is the problem with the Italian anti-tank teams. The only thing that the Italian anti-tank teams have to destroy the enemy are anti-tank grenades, but they have a lot of them. So these anti-tank grenades, pretty much the best you can do to destroy the enemy. I think that's really one of their main weaknesses. Let's take a look here at the chat. That is true, Grey Knight. So Grey Knight makes a good point in terms of morale, that the Italian troops do have somewhat lower morale. I hate to say this, but it's almost like playing the orcs in a Warhammer game. I think as long as you have that command platoon support, you've got some leadership, and also you try to keep your men close, I think you're going to be amazed at the morale potential of the Italians. Again, not necessarily in the campaign mode, but certainly in the multiplayer mode, I have been very impressed with how they've performed. Now, of course, as the game goes on, you guys know there's going to be patches, there's going to be updates. Maybe the Italians will be a little bit nerfed in the future, as I think they should be. That being said, if you look at Italians on the Eastern Front, just type that into Google, the Italians were pretty amazing on the Eastern Front against the Soviets and performed very bravely. So to think that they're just, terrified troops, I think is definitely a mistake. I don't believe so, Pelora. I believe the Italians do have one more man. I believe they have 7. The Americans have 7. I could be mistaken, but at least in my defenses with the Italians, I've just felt there's a lot more men there. Now, of course, another thing about the Italians, the ad hoc teams available, not as many. You're not going to get as many tank hunter teams because they don't have the ranged anti-tank equipment, etc. But a scout unit is pretty decent to start out with. We throw it with our fusileri and open that up a bit. Anyway, guys, we are coming to the end of the stream. As always, I want to thank everybody for stopping by. And yes, Infantryman got it. 7 men, exactly. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. I hope you guys had fun. If we do another stream using Close Combat, the Bloody First, I really want to try some multiplayer. So maybe that's what we'll do next time, but we'll have to see what happens. In any case, guys, it has been a pleasure. Hope to catch you on the next one. And everybody have an excellent, excellent day.